Hi there. I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent training. Welcome to our daily Word of the Day series, where we take a new word or words each day and help you to pronounce them correctly in American English. We've had many great suggestions, and I have a long list of your suggestions to still get to. Today's request was for the words proprietor and proprietary, and we'll look at how to pronounce those words, the syllable stress, accent error patterns you may have in the words, other similar words, and resources for learning how to say these words correctly. So let's start with the word proprietor. And what you'll notice in this word is that even though we have the letters P-R-O, we don't have an O sound in proprietor. We actually start with the sound. That's because the stress in this word is on the second syllable, pry. And we see that in the dictionary with the little line before the stress syllable. And so for second syllable stress words, what I recommend is starting with that stressed syllable because that's where your length is. And if you have an unstressed syllable before that, it will often be short, reduced, and have this schwa sound, the sound And so if I think about pry and then propry, another technique is to think about if I were saying the word there, sounds like So when I say pry, appry, propry, I'm more likely to get the rhythm correct and the vowel sounds correct in those first two syllables. Then we have proprietor. These two unstressed syllables, we may have an I sound or another schwa sound. The most important thing is that it's very short and a reduced vowel, not a clear vowel. So propria or proprietor. And in this case, I just used a T, but I would probably rewrite that with D's because it is a flap T when it's between these two vowels. Proprietor. Americans will say that T sound without the puff of air. I don't say usually proprietor. I can, I'll be understood, but an American is going to use a flap, which is going to sound more like a D. Proprietor. And you may find other words that have OR that have the ER sound. So watch out that we're not trying to do an O in proprietor. You're thinking about that as having an iter ending. So I can start with my proprietor. I can also start with the short unstressed last syllables and just try iter. When I can say that, I can add my proprietor. And finally, proprietor. When I have the word by itself, I want to try using it in some short phrases. For example, the proprietor of the establishment. He's the proprietor. She's the main proprietor here. And then we also have the word proprietary. And so the only difference there is instead of an or, with OR pronounced ER, proprietary, we do have some changes. So this flap T is no longer a flap because this T starts the syllable terry. I'm actually going to use a regular T there, and I have the air diphthong, proprietary. I still have second syllable stress. I still have the unstressed first syllable. So proprietary. I have, I think, probably secondary stress on the air syllable because I do use a clear vowel there. And I'm going to do the same kind of building blocks I did before. So I'm going to start with my proprietary. I might also want to try just proprietary. So that material is proprietary. We have a proprietary agreement. These are challenging words even for me to pronounce smoothly and easily. And so I'm slowing down a little bit, thinking about building up and practicing to use those words. If I have a word in English that's challenging for me that I need to use in a lot of contexts, I'm going to practice that word by itself, and then I'm going to build it into the types of things that I typically have to say using that word. So I hope this helped you not only with the words proprietor and proprietary, but with a technique and overall strategy for breaking down longer words and pronouncing all of the sounds together in them easily and smoothly in English. If you have a request for a word of the day, please feel free to put it in the comments on this video or any of my videos. You can also leave comments on Facebook. The Facebook videos are a replay, and if you'd like to be part of the live classes, either Word of the Day or our Friday live classes, you can use the links on Facebook to take you to my YouTube channel, Speech Modification Seattle. You'll also find a lot of free resources and lessons on speechmodification.com, and you can also find my online courses and information about my one-on-one accent training there as well. Thanks so much for being a part of class today, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow with our next word of the day. I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com. Remember, if you want to sound American, you can do it. speechmodification.com.